Hi, welcome to day 9 of May I Scraplift You, and today's scrap lift is of Beth Moloney, who's at Beth2408 on Instagram. The photo I've chosen is from her archives. It's from 2017, and you can see it's like a film strip of 4 photos, and I really enjoyed that. So I've printed my photos out on the Project Life app, which is free on your phone, and I've created the option that I had was to print 6 to a 4x6 photo, but I just printed the 4 that I needed and left the other 2 blank. So you can see I've just matted those onto white cardstock, and now I'm going to use Vicki Boutin's print shop to arrange those in like a film strip, and then I'll cut that paper down to size, and that's what I'll be using as the base for the layout. I think I was drawn to this layout of Beth's because it's a great way of using quite a few photos on one page just to document a day. This was a day out to my friend Julie's house up in Barrowford in Lancashire, and we took the kids out for lunch and then took them to the local park to have a play. It was just a really lovely day, and I just wanted to document it. In fact, I've still got one more photo of Julie pushing them on the swing that I'm going to create a companion page for on my next layout, so you'll see that on Thursday. So I'm just trimming this piece of paper down to size, and then I'm going to create some more mats like Beth has got on her layout. So just pulling out some other papers that I think will work nicely with this selection of photos. The photos are James eating his gammon. Amelia had a huge sausage. It's a beautiful farm shop restaurant that we went to. And then the 2 of them, 2 photos of them at the park. So just, as I say, documenting that day out. And it was great fun to have this series of photos to be able to document. None of them important enough, I guess, to create one photo to a layout, creating a large 4x6 photo. But just having the series of them, they're still big enough to see the details, and it's great fun. So this is a lovely layout option if you've got photos like that. So as you can see, I've just pulled out a mustard and the navy blue to mat the photos onto. I'm just checking that I'm happy with that before popping it down. I'll glue these to the photos, and then I'm going to add a little bit of mixed media to my background. Wouldn't be me, would it, if I didn't? So just adding those down. Yes, first of all I'm going to create the scallops that Beth's got on the right hand side of her photo. So just using my 1 1/4 inch punch and some scrap papers from the print shop collection. This is from the 6x8 paper pad, and I shall just layer those up underneath the right hand side of that photo. I'm trying to stick fairly closely to the shape of the layout that Beth's got. So first of all, using the newsprint paper print, and then this pinky red, which ties in nicely with the reds of the table that the kids are sitting at to eat. So I'll just run a line of glue along the back, and then I can stick that first row of scallops down. And then once that's down, I can add in the red. And I've done them all the same size. I think Beth did them all the same size as well. The alternative is to create the second row slightly larger scallops, which you get that lovely offset look. But I'm very happy with how this turned out. I didn't want them to be a big feature of the layout. Just something to add a little bit more interest, really. Almost there. There we go. So now that's all stuck down. As I say, I'm going to come in with some mixed media, and I'm using my Shimmers Vibes, and I'm just going to splatter it on the page straight from the bottle. This is Blue Jeans. It's a lovely blue. Works really nicely with print shop. So now that's dry, I can start building the layout. So as you can see, while I was waiting for it to dry, I did pull some bits and pieces out, both from print shop and from my stash. So that film strip is from 49er Market. It's from their Film Strip Essentials in Mariner. I love that one. I've used one of the flowers just to bring an accent of red in, and then those tickets are all from 49er Market, again from their Essentials collections. They're a great addition to your stash. This, yes, I've been trying to use for ages. So when I remembered that I had it, it was the perfect piece for this layout. So I'm really happy to have that on there. So just gluing that film strip down now that I've got the layering underneath the top of the film strip. I didn't want to stick it down too quickly and have it too high up. So now that's down, I can start adding everything else. This was a washi tape flower, so it sort of blends into the background. It's really nice. And then just gluing those tickets down as well. And first of all, I put the blue over the yellow, and then remember that I prefer to have it underneath. So just tuck that under. Just getting everything glued down on this side, and then I can start working on that piece that moves out to the left from the photos. So first of all, I'm going to create the strip that Beth's got to anchor everything down onto, and then I can add my title. So just checking I'm happy with how far out that comes, and then building up the cluster around and under that. Again, these are all pieces from the print shop collection. That chipboard circle tag, and this is another washi sticker. And I love those because they kind of melt into the background because they're semi-transparent. You can see everything through them, so the splats that I created and all sorts, it's really lovely. One of our Flair badges from Hey Little Magpie, and it just says the story, so that's great to go there. And I just love that little snail, so I wanted to bring that in as well. So you can see I've gone through the print shop alphas and just checked that I could spell the word Barrow Ford, which is where we were, and I could. So they're all on that piece of packaging laid out and ready for me to use. So just gluing all this down first so that I don't need to move it after the title's down. Still not sure about that chipboard piece and where that's going to go. Get the Flair badge sock down and the snail. Quite a few snails in this collection. It's not something I would naturally use, but I'm trying to be a bit better about using all the odds and ends, if you like the florals as well. I'm not a big floral user, but just using that red flower at the top as an accent worked nicely, and then the mustard and blue one that I've got in this cluster underneath the title. So I'm overlapping, because it's a long title and these are big chunky chipboard letters, I'm overlapping each of the letters, and I really love the effect that you get from that. You can still read that it says Barrow Ford, but it just shortens the space that it needs and also just looks really nice. So moving these along, I felt that it went too far to the edge of the layout, so I'm just moving them into position further along the layout. And then I will come in later on with some wet glue and stick these down, but I don't make you watch that. So now I'm going to come in with my journaling. And the journaling just reads, a day out at half term to see Auntie Julie up in Barrowford. We decided on the old spot at Roosters for lunch. Auntie Julie couldn't get over your healthy appetites. After lunch, you played on the park, then were treated to penny mix-ups at the local shop. So now that's down, I'm going to keep working on this cluster. And I decided that I wanted a tangle of thread underneath this Flair badge. So I've just pulled out some navy blue cotton from my sewing stash and added that, and now I'm going to go through some of my older bits and pieces. I'm still trying to use these up. So I've got this piece that says quoted. These are some old Studio Calico stickers, one that says hello, and then using up some of the ampersands as well, just tucking them around. Couldn't decide on that chipboard, so I've left that this time. That is one of our new bits and pieces embroidery flowers on Hey Little Magpie. They're absolutely gorgeous and great for adding little accents. Same with this one here. I'm just popping underneath that yes. And then these are some of the mini padded stars that we've got at Hey Little Magpie. They just add great little accents around the page. And another one in gold there. And then one of the Monstera leaves. These are actually wood buttons, but the buttonholes are barely noticeable, so easy enough to just adhere down. And they come in a mixed pack of mainly greens with a few pops of colours. They're fantastic. So these are just some very old puffy hearts that I've got in my stash that I wanted to use again. And now I'm coming in with some splatters to finish off, and I will do them in gold and black. So first of all, the gold watercolour. And while I'm waiting for that to activate, I'm adding some of my whole reinforcer punch pieces, which you see me doing regularly in black cardstock. So while I'm doing that, please don't forget to check the description box down below. There's a playlist to see everybody else who's joining in on this fabulous hop. I'd love it if you go and see their channel, their videos, and like their channels if you enjoy what they do. It's a great way of getting to see some new creatives and get some inspiration. So just going round the page with these whole reinforcers in black, and that really makes the layout pop. I love that. So now the gold's activated nicely, so just adding some splatters with a small brush. And then when that's done, like I say, I felt the need to come in with some black as well, so I come in with my Distress Oxide in Black Soot. So that's the gold. And I'm very brave because I take the paper off and then decide I want the black. So that's when I add the black. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. I shall see you Thursday for the companion page. Thanks again. Bye.